Hello, everyone.
What's up, dirty dogs?
What up, everybody? They're already ready. Just missed the Pledge of Allegiance.
Press members.
Here we go.
Do any members have items that you would like to call special? Mr. Soto Martinez.
Boy, it's dead in there. You can hear a pin drop.
Number 14, I'd like to make a motion to confirm the lien, please.
Okay.
Is there a second to this motion?
I'll second
A
that.
second that emotion.
Any other specials?
I need that.
Members?
I need that song, that Motown hit.
Mr. President,
second that
items 12 and 13
emotion.
should also be held on the desk.
It's really
sir.
motion, not emotion, but whatever.
Without objection,
It'll
that will
still
be the
work.
order. Members, any other specials on my left? Any other specials on my right?
What's up, Bob?
Last opportunity. Fair warning. All right. What can we vote on now, Madam Clerk?
Hi, BJ.
Mr.
What's up, 50
President,
Trees,
Council
Francine,
may
Game
now vote
Patter,
on items
Kenneth,
17
Nancy,
through 20, sir.
Frank, Jules, Faded,
Okay, those items are now before us.
Decoded,
Let's open the
Squints,
roll,
On
close the
Esther,
roll, and tabulate
Andrew,
the votes.
Gary,
11 eyes.
Mr.
Dan,
President,
Turtle,
there's a request
D-Boy,
to have
Crystal,
items 17
D-Break,
and 18 go
Ivan
forthwith,
P,
sir.
Without objection,
Fight
that
Fan,
will
Jimmy
be the
Lee,
order.
M. It's good to see all you guys blushing.
All
Beach
right,
Bun, let's go. Hi,
Is
Allison.
there any,
Good morning, Mall.
Are there any other items before us at this point, Madam
Hi,
Clerk, or
Tons.
can we go to our first presentation?
All right,
Yes,
let's get
sir.
it out of the way.
Mr.
What's up,
President,
Benjamin?
Council may go on and go on with the presentation, sir.
Very
Okay.
good. Well, I'd like to begin with Councilmember Hernandez.
Oh, there's Mr. Sachs right there.
Councilmember
Just
Hernandez,
pulled
are you
in with all
prepared
his
for your first
stuff. We
presentation?
got one
Very
regular.
good. You
That
have the floor.
is for sure. There's one regular. And I think these people have learned to play it like a fiddle, too. They know that right away there's always a presentation, so if you come in 10, 15 minutes late, it makes no difference. They're not calling you anyways. You could walk in that late and still write on the kiosk, put your name on the kiosk, and be able to speak, especially when it's this fucking dead, so. It's like nobody there. They might as well put some cardboard cutouts like MLB did. You could have your face there, too. Remember people paying for a cardboard cutout of themselves. Oh,
Councilmember Hernandez, good morning.
Good morning.
Oh,
Thank you, Council
boy.
President.
The grift was
As
real
folks
during
are walking up, I'll get us
fucking
started.
the
Thank you so much
shamdemic.
for allowing us to do this presentation. It's one that I'm very excited
Your
about
boyfriend,
because
Randy?
it's the result of decades of work. Good morning, colleagues. Today we are
I'm looking
honoring
for
Inner
Cat's
City Struggle,
boyfriend, Mr.
an
Harlan.
incredible organization that has been serving the East Side for 30 years. Inner City Struggle is not just a nonprofit organization. It's a transformational and intergenerational movement that builds community power to advance justice. They are a leader in this space and have been building
poster, yep.
coalitions and generating community power for decades.
You don't like
I
her
came to
outfit?
know Inner City Struggle through our work around alternatives to incarceration,
It's like a
harm
cheetah or
prevention,
something, cheetah
education,
print.
equity.
What is that?
And I've seen their leadership and advocacy extend well
It's like a
beyond
cheetah,
the East
right?
Side to include leading city and statewide efforts to encourage civic education and participation. This work is made possible by the leadership of Inner City Struggle's Executive Director, Henry Perez, and I would like to call up Henry to share a few words with us.
Looks like it. Looks kind of like cheetah print.
Thank you. Good morning,
Ron.
council members.
Cheetah print.
My name is Henry
Klaus?
Perez, and I am the Executive
Jaguar,
Director
you
of
saying?
Inner City Struggle. I'd like to begin by saying what an honor it is to be recognized by Council Member Eunices
Chia.
Hernandez, a true champion of the community and someone that we greatly admire. As it has been shared, this year marks an important milestone
Blurred
in the
illegal leopard.
trajectory of our organization. This year, Inner City Struggle celebrates 30 years in La Lucha.
La Lucha.
Inner City Struggle began in 1994 as a small organization of East Side residents and leaders in Boyle
East
Heights
Los.
dedicated to addressing the violence that was taking place in their community. They did so by supporting those that were most impacted by the violence in their neighborhoods, the youth and their families. Something that Inner City Struggle came to understand was that the violence occurring in the community was a symptom of deep-rooted issues and community conditions such as poverty, inadequate housing, a failing public education system, and the criminalization of youth in our communities. These deep-rooted issues were long-term and prevalent and perpetuated by unjust and racist systems that had historically neglected and oppressed communities like the East Side. Inner City Struggle understood that in order to positively change and transform our communities from ones of inequity, violence, and a lack of opportunities to communities that were safe, healthy, and thriving, we needed to confront the status quo and change these unjust systems so that they would work for the benefit of our people and not against our people.
It's not a mask, it's
Over
a
the
hate
past
rocker.
30 years,
That was a
Inner
face
City Struggle
diaper.
has worked on building a powerful
From
movement
all the shit that comes
in
out of
the
their
East
mouth.
Side, a movement of residents and leaders working in coalition with other communities across race, across geography, to transform these systems that have historically oppressed and neglected our communities. We have organized students and parents to improve educational conditions and outcomes in East Side schools.
It's funny
We have
because
organized
all of that
young boys
area
and men
was a
of color
Jewish area
impacted by
before
the
they were
unjust
there.
school-to-prison pipeline and have
East
won
Los,
divestment from punitive
East LA,
policies and
Boyle
carceral
Heights,
systems
huge Jewish
and moved
neighborhood.
those resources
They
towards
moved
youth
west.
development programs. We have organized
What's the
East
difference
Side
now?
tenants to demand strong renter protections and a right to affordable and quality housing for all. And we have organized East Side voters to work toward a new vision of elected leadership that is aligned with the progressive values and priorities of the community and not the failed leadership that has left so many of our East Side residents vulnerable and without a voice in City Hall. The heart and soul of Inner City Struggle is our staff and our members. They are here, and let's please recognize our staff and members.
Well, what I'm trying to say,
Out
Rooster,
of the
is
many
in the
accomplishments
50s,
that Inner City
the
Struggle has
40s,
had over the past 30 years,
30s,
one that I am
that was
most
a
proud
pretty
of
prevalent Jewish
is the
neighborhood.
East Side
And
leadership
they all moved to
that
the
we
west
have
side
developed
pretty
through our
much,
youth
one
and
by
parent
one,
components.
to what's known as
We
the
have United
Fairfax district
Students.
now.
We have Familias Unidas. We have Generations for Justice.
So
We
why is
have
it so bad
academic
now?
Services. We have communications.
Usually
We have
it's the
civic
people within the
engagement
community
teams that work
sometimes,
hard
and the
every
ones who
single
don't say
day to
anything about the
support and
people that are
develop
doing
the
bad things
leadership
in the
of
community.
thousands of young people and residents in the
Just
East
saying.
Side, so that the
My
East Side
father
can have a
went to
powerful
Garfield
voice
High
for
School.
equity
He grew
and
up
justice
in Boyle
Los
Heights.
Angeles.
With his mom and his dad and his brother.
I would like to thank all of you, especially Councilmember Hernandez, for this recognition. And lastly, just want to say, be ready for 30 years más en la lucha. Thank you.
30 years more? Okay. That's just weird to hear him say 30 years
Thank you,
más. Why didn't he
Henry.
just say it all
and
in
thank you to the
Spanish?
entire Inner City Struggle team for your dedication to our
This
communities for
sounds
over
weird.
30 years. Colleagues, please join me in
Yes, he
congratulating
does,
Inner
Ian.
City
Good to
Struggle and
see
this
you, brother.
phenomenal team for their 30 years of service.
Good to see you, bud. Mr. Harlan's all of Los
Councilmember
Angeles.
Hernandez, before you close,
Everything is Mr.
there are some
Harlan's.
members on the queue who'd like to speak.
I really miss him,
starting
man.
With Councilmember
I really
Harris
do.
Dawson.
Thank you so much, Mr. President, and thank you, Councilmember
Hell yeah, they got a
Hernandez,
frame.
for bringing in some of the champions of our city,
Only
the
whites
great
get the,
women and men and
O-Pee-Chee
young
folder.
people of inner city struggle. Congratulations
How
to
are
you
ya?
all on 30 years. It's seems like it just flew by. Henry, I'll pick on a little bit. I remember when you were just out of college and a student organizer for the Inner City Struggle student movement, and now you direct the organization. And so many leaders have come out of this organization. It's a place in the neighborhood that a young person can go. If they don't like what they see, they don't like the way things are in their community, they can go to Inner City Struggle and be with people who will teach them how to confront that situation and change it. And it's the kind of lights that we need all over this city. There are so many folks who now have housing who wouldn't have had housing, and young people.
to see you,
I
Allie.
remember
Good
this
morning.
really vividly
Good morning.
with willful defiance expulsions in LAUSD.
up, Art?
4 reasons you can be expelled from a LAUSD school. 3 of them are things that are already illegal. The 4th one is a category called willful defiance. And willful defiance means basically anything. And what it turned out is if you looked at Latino boys, African American boys, 85% of the suspensions and expulsions were for willful defiance.
Because of the
Whatever
white
that
folks.
means.
White folks made them
Inner
do
City
it. I know
Struggle
it.
and other
It's always
organizations
the white
led a
people's
campaign
fault.
to change that.
That's why that happened.
And now we've kept those kids in school. they matriculate through, and they become productive members of our society. So again,
matriculating
thank
and
you for
shit?
everything that you have done, but most of all, we're excited about what you'll do going forward.
Matriculating on me, dog. I like it when you matriculate and shit.
Councilmember Padilla.
Yes. So thank you, Councilmember Hernandez, for bringing this great organization to celebrate their 30
Ian.
years of service. Inner City Struggle is definitely one of my favorite organizations in the good fight for social justice and for making sure that leaders like ourselves can find out from organizations doing the work on the ground about what's going on, because we don't necessarily have the ability to be everywhere all the time. So I thank you for being
got
that
that big,
space
big,
where the
big,
community
big
can go to
titty.
you first, and then collectively you come to us with what we need to focus on. And we
Imelda
know that in
from the
communities
block.
like the ones that you serve, there's a lot of immigration status insecurity and a lot of language barrier insecurity in order to get involved. So you provide that space, and I thank you for that. So I just want to
Dude, she's
let you
always
guys know
sick,
that
or
in
she's
addition
snorting
to saying
Adderall.
thank you for the good work, that I
Oh, she's
pledge
always-
to be someone, whoever tries to call you a special interest group,
Getting that
that they're
Adderall up in
absolutely
it.
wrong. That you're a community group
Focus.
and you're collective community voices, and we need you to have access to us to be able to talk to us. So thank you again for being a great CBO, a power builder, and know that I'm an ally. Happy anniversary.
Look at Alice.
Thank you very much. Councilmember Hernandez.
Thank you, Council President. On behalf of the City of Los Angeles, I'd like to present you with the
What are you talking about,
resolution,
Randy? They're in there all the-
and
yeah.
giving you
Well,
some
I guess you're right, I
congratulations
guess.
for the struggle
It
that y'all
is
have
quite
been
a
fighting for
backwards.
over 30 years and for
Yeah.
the next 30 years of struggle. Thank you
I think
so
it
much.
depends on who you point the anti-Semitism or hate speech at. If you're pointing it at them or their families, then it's much worse than you turning around and saying it to these kind of folks that are just there being honored or whatever, you know.
All right. Thank you all very much for being with us. Thank you for your work. And congratulations again on this recognition of your contributions. Appreciate your being with us. Next
Thank
up,
you, Ian. Let's
I'd like
get
to
it.
recognize Councilmember McCosker.
I'd like to see you wiggle, wiggle, for sure.
Let's get it, Ian. You already got to see your queen. She's there in full effect. She's about to get up right now. She leaving? Don't be leaving, girl. You just got there. Ian's right here. And when you guys get married, I want an invitation to the wedding, Ian. I want to go hang out. I want to get all drunk and make a fool of myself during a speech at your wedding. Yeah, man. I just remember when they weren't even together. They're there now. Melody, you took them away from us. Oh, Buckethead's
Councilmember
here.
McCosker, good morning.
Thank you.
A
Dobro
jack-o'-lantern,
Doshli.
everybody.
Why doesn't everyone come here?
That's a jack-o'-lantern.
Come
That's
here,
not a
friends.
head.
Welcome, welcome. That's what Dobro Doshli means. Welcome. Thank you. So, colleagues, today I am standing here to celebrate the beginning of Croatian American Heritage Month once again.
Croats.
I have the distinct honor of being joined by our Consul
I
General
like the little
of
goat
Croatia,
on there with the red
Renee
horns.
Peja, and our esteemed guests from the 1-5, our esteemed
What is that, a cat
Croatian
or a
American
skunk, or
guests.
what is
as
that
we
next
kick off
to it?
this month celebrating
Stinks is here. He
Croatia's
just pulled it.
independence and its great heritage. But to start this presentation, we have a nice surprise. I want to call in a friend of this council chamber, someone who
there.
came up working in this office as
Oh,
a council
baby
aide
cat,
and
I
in the
love
mayor's
you.
office, and then
Grandma
went on
said she
to a
loves you
spectacular
too.
career and is now the U.S. ambassador to Croatia, recently appointed.
I think we're all one of a
and,
kind, really,
confirmed,
Wes. Even you,
by
everybody.
the president and by the Senate.
There is no two alike.
Ambassador Natalie Reyes. She wants to pop in with a video announcement.
Even when you have a
So go
twin
ahead, cue the video.
sister or brother,
Hello, Los Angeles.
usually
This is
they
Ambassador Natalie
love
Reyes.
each other, they're
Here
connected,
in beautiful
but
Split,
one's usually
District
different than
6.
the other,
Split
attitude-wise.
is celebrating
One's
Betty
mean, one's
Duvier,
nice.
the patron saint of Split. And I could
Of
not help
Split?
but to stop here and just wish all of you happy Croatian Independence Month in the beautiful city of Los Angeles. I'm so glad that you're celebrating the culture and the heritage of Croatian Americans in Los Angeles in the United States. I want to thank Tim McCosker for bringing this proclamation forward, the city of Los Angeles, and of course, Mayor Karen Bass, for proclaiming the month of May Croatian American Independence Month. So thank you all. Look
So it's
forward to
Croatian
celebrating
month
all of you
here in
shortly.
America.
And again, let's salute
When's
and
America
promote
month?
all the contributions of Croatian Americans. Not only
When's
to the
America
Los Angeles,
Pride Month?
But to all the United States. of
Anybody?
America. Again,
I mean, I
thank
know
you
we
very
got days
much.
like
Bye-bye.
4th of July, right?
Many of us remember.
And that day doesn't
Natalie
mean
Reyes,
anything,
before she
I'm
was
sure.
Ambassador Reyes. She worked here in these chambers, and she's had a whirlwind
But
schedule
when is it
since
America
being
Pride
confirmed
Month?
And presenting her papers to the
Yeah,
President of
4th of
Croatia.
July, our
she
Independence
will be with
Day.
us in Los
That's it.
Angeles for
That's
the
nothing big or
celebrations later this
anything.
month. And
That
so
wasn't
we are
anything
looking forward
big.
to a full agenda of beautiful celebrations of the arts and the culture and the life of Croatia and its wonderful
When is
effects
Zionist month? Well,
on
you
the
tell
United
me. When
States.
is Jewish
One
American
of our other
month
dear
or
friends
whatever?
is here. Consul General.
Sure, you have plenty of holidays.
Renee Pea will now speak and give us a few words of welcome.
Just
and
what had
introduction
one,
to this
Passover.
beautiful month of
Certainly don't have a
celebration.
month. Let me know.
Thank you so much.
Unless I
Honorable
missed it.
Council President,
For the
honorable
decades
council
I've been
members,
alive.
It is such a pleasure for me to be here today, and I would like to extend our deep appreciation to you today for this honor, the proclamation of the Croatian Cultural Heritage Month in the city of Los Angeles. Especially because last year we were celebrating Croatian Cultural Week, which has grown into a month this year. We will have 12
It's any
events
day you
in
choose,
total
DJ.
during Croatian Cultural Heritage Month, which is something I'm especially proud of. Honorable Council Member McOsker, I would like
We
to
need a
especially
white
thank
male
you and
month?
your
That's
wonderful
kind
team
of
for
what
making
DJ
this
Me was
happen,
just saying.
For all your help
He
and
said, when is
support.
Fat White
I would
Boy
also
Day?
like to thank our very small but efficient organizing
Kind of the same, right?
committee who did an amazing job at pulling this together in such a short time, as well as Jack Barrage, who spearheaded
Everybody
this
has it.
idea.
What month is
Last
Jewish
year, I
month?
spoke about all the successful Croatian businessmen,
'Cause I missed that month.
politicians, professors, doctors, lawyers, sportsmen, who make the Croatian community what it is today, a successful, well-integrated part of this amazing city. However, this year I would like to talk
When are you
about
going to get
how
an
they got
Irish
there
Heritage
and
Month?
whose
I don't know,
shoulders they
Gene.
were standing on.
But I think
About
the
a
people
month
in
ago, I
Ireland
had
are
the
doing
pleasure of
everything they
seeing
can
a
to
wonderful documentary by Jack
to make that
Barrage called
happen.
The Smell of Money.
It's a good thing.
It is not about money
Shout out
at
to
all.
Ireland.
It's about fishing and canning industry of the Los Angeles harbor area, and about the
Hanukkah
people
is
who
a
came
month?
here
I
at the
didn't
turn of the
know.
century, many
I mean,
of
it is
them
longer than
Croats
Christmas, I'll give
who
you
built
that.
this industry from the ground up and had such a powerful impact on it with their hard work, but also inspiring new ideas.
So I'm saying they pick
Many
and
of these
choose
new
who they
American
want.
immigrants from Croatia had a powerful impact on
Next
an industry
Pancake
that
Day
was
is
the
Fat
bread and
is
butter
Fat Boy
for
Day, but is it
tens
White
of
Fat
thousands
Boy
of
Day,
workers
Squints?
in the
That's
harbor
what
area.
DJ Me
The
Too
impact
is
of
asking.
the fishing industry on the economics and culture of Los Angeles was so strong that a
I'm not
tuna
avoiding you,
was
Shelley. I
included
just saw
on the
you. How are
official
you?
seal of the LA
Just going over
County
it,
flag.
over the fun in
From this
YouTube. I
industry,
apologize.
a
I missed
hardworking,
you.
strong, and
I
diligent
missed Gil
Croatian
last
American
night. Got in
community
trouble with my
grew and
CHP
thrived
bros.
here, becoming successful,
They know I love 'em.
well-integrated,
Gil
and
knows
proud
I love 'em.
Americans, but still cherishing and preserving Croatian culture and customs. There are around
Yeah, but when is
30,000 Croatian
when is
Americans in San
Israeli
Pedro
or
alone,
Jewish
and
month?
even more throughout greater
Like
LA
like
area
this
and
is
California,
Croatian
and
Heritage
500,000.
Month, not
This
week,
year
not
is quite
day.
remarkable for Croatia. It is a
Month, an
super
entire
election
month.
year, so we get to practice democracy we fought so
So
hard
the way
for
I see it is, I
3
have no
times this
problem
year.
celebrating
In
the
April, we had
Croats or the
parliamentary elections. In June, the
Iranians
elections for European
or the
Parliament, and in
Armenians that we
November,
had
we will
last
choose our
week.
president.
I have no problem with
This
that.
year is even
We're a
more
melting
special
pot
because
here.
it marks the 15th
But if you're going to do it for
anniversary of
one, you
Croatia
must do it
becoming
for
a
all. If
NATO
you don't have
member state
enough
and an ally to
months,
the
then we
US.
got to figure out something.
That is why we cherish even more the very special relationship between our countries, the US and Croatia, forged in our shared values and our commitment to democracy and freedom, which is very clear not only as allies
Yes,
in
Michael.
NATO, but also in our unwavering support of Ukraine.
What's up, Lit Dad?
We have so many bonds bringing us together.
When is Cat
Perhaps
Month?
the most important one
I'm
is the
sure they have a
Croatian-American
Cat
community.
Appreciation Day.
I would
They
like
have
to
to.
thank them for being a bridge
Not
between
like
our
it's anything
cities
big.
and our countries, for their achievements here and for being wonderful ambassadors of Croatia, its heritage and culture,
In
history,
May, huh?
sports, song and dance, food and wine. And a big thank you to all
Aren't
of
we in
you
May now?
for being our friends and partners, for
And how
your
can it be their month
inclusiveness
and their
support,
other people's
for
month?
creating an environment which so many different nationalities and cultures are not only valued and respected, but can truly thrive in our joint
Just
quest
saying.
for creating a better life for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Consul
So
General.
apparently they have to share
what
the
better
month.
way to celebrate a little bit of Croatian culture than with some traditional Croatian music?
Oh, here we go.
We have with
Shit, yeah.
us Roko Blažević.
Hopefully he
Roko
does
is a
the full,
renowned musician
the
in
full
Croatia
solo.
and here in the States among
No
Croatian
singing.
Americans. Roko,
It's
take
like
it
last
away.
time. What up, Wayne? How are you? Shout out to Broco. Where's he at? Where's Broco at? Is that him right there? Shit, yeah. Broco. Oh, shit, yeah. He's going to do a fucking solo on the fucking keyboard. This Casio keyboard. Shit better rip right now. That's all I'm saying. Do you guys think he's going to sing, or do you think they're just miking up the keyboard? I think.
He's getting ready. I'll say we have a series of events that are going to be at the St. Anthony's Croatian Cultural Center, Croatian Church
Roast
in downtown
leg
LA.
of lamb day? That
We're going
sounds
to
good
have
to me,
events at
Jeremy.
the
I'm down.
Croatian,
Love me some
Hall
lamb.
in San Pedro, as well as the Dalmatian
Already have
Club.
162
There's gonna be wine
dislikes? Oh,
tastings,
likes.
there's gonna be
Okay.
movie
Thank you,
showings,
Casey, and
there's
thank you
gonna
to the
be great
162
food,
that
great
give me a
music,
thumbs up.
lectures.
Thank you.
It'll be wonderful, and all of that will be put up on my website.
Needs an
so that
accordion.
folks out in the 1-5, but across the city of Los Angeles can enjoy.
Accordion's fucking jam.
Thank you, and thank you all for having me. It's such an honor. Thank you, Renee, for inviting me. So, as you heard, I'm gonna do two traditional, I
should
guess,
do
just very well
fucking,
known and loved
Hotel
Croatian
California.
songs. This one is called Cesarica.
Or real motherfucking G's. That's what you should do.
Just a second.
Oh, just a second while we get everything connected. There we go.
Here we go.
What's up, Cat? We're waiting on your boyfriend. It is Cat Month. Pet Shop. I know he would die sitting on that chair for an whole hour, trying to play a concert sitting on that uncomfortable fucking chair. Your ass would hurt. Most keyboard players stand up anyways. They're not sitting down, but yeah. Oh, I'm copywriting for. I'm getting copywritten for sure.
Zlatni konci litnje zore došli su u njene dvore da bi moju ljubav budili.
Shit slaps.
Svitlo nek joj ljubi lice, lipo kao cesarice, kad je ja ne mogu ljubiti. Zlatna mriža njenog tila dušu mi je uvatila da je baci nazad u more.
Shit's a
Svake
banger.
noći prije zore dolazim u njene dvore, bile dvore moje pokore. Cilega života ja sam ti ja, samo nju, da do njenog srca
Definitely
nađem
needs more cowbell.
put.
I got a
Cilega
fever.
života, moje tilo je bez nje, kad cviće bez
The Serbian? Shout out to you, Turtle.
vode.
When is Serbia month in Serbia? Or here, the Serbian Heritage Month.
Zlatna mriža njenog tila dušu mi je uvatila.
Hey, stop.
Da je baci nazad.
What are you doing, fat boy? You need to cut that one nail again. Never? See, that's not fair. If the Croats get it, the Serbians should get it.
Dolazim u njene dvore, bile dvore
Where's
moje
Slobodan Milosevic?
pokore.
I mean, he can play. He plays,
Cilega
he plays keyboard
života
nicely.
ja sam ti ja, samo nju, da do njenog srca nađem
Shit's a banger.
put. Cilega života
Yes,
moje
that's Barry Manilow.
tilo je bez nje, kad cviće cviće bez vode.
How come we got good sound for this guy? We can't get good sound for the meeting. Thank you, DEI sound guy. What's up, Cubby?
Cijelega života
No, it's not their
moje
anthem, man.
tilo je bez nje kad cviće bez
Is Croatia the beautiful?
Cijelega života moje tilo
The
je
Koreans
bez
crying.
nje
He's Armenian though, he's not Croatian.
kad cviće bez
Dude can sing.
vode.
Not a bad musician. He can sing. He can play keyboard.
Thank you. This next song is also by Oliver Dragojevic.
That's
one
it,
of the people
Trisha.
that
It's
shaped
good to see
Croatian
you.
music industry and just
Thank you
music
for letting me
overall.
know it was his birthday
It's
yesterday. Of
called
course, he's
Vjeruj
not
u
going to
ljubav.
let me know. He's not going to let me get him anything. That sounds like
Vjeruj u ljubav, jer ljubav je
that?
sve. Vjeruj u ljubav, ne živi bez nje. Vjeruj u ljubav i sačuvaj nju. Vjeruj u ljubav, u dobru
not
i
Christmas song.
zlu.
It sounds like
Vjeruj u ljubav i sačuvaj nju.
Freebird.
Vjeruj u ljubav,
Endless Love.
u dobru i
Is it Endless Love? My Endless.
Daj mi svoju ruku sad, neka ljubav veže nas. Daj mi svoju ruku sad, kao rijedak cvijet. Daj mi svoju ruku sad, prava ljubav je uz nas. Ona može promijeniti svijet. Vjeruj u ljubav, jer ljubav je sve. Vjeruj u ljubav, ne živi bez nje. Vjeruj u ljubav
Trying to
i
attack me. Just trying to get my coffee, dog.
sačuvaj nju. Vjeruj u ljubav.
Does this remind you of Rush? Does he sound like Geddy Lee?
Vjeruj u ljubav i sačuvaj nju. Vjeruj u ljubav, u dobru i zlu. Daj mi svoju ruku sad, neka ljubav veže nas. Daj mi svoju ruku sad, kao rijedak cvijet. Daj mi svoju ruku sad, prava ljubav je uz nas. Nek nas vodi u sretni svijet.
You know,
Vjeruj u ljubav, jer ljubav je sve.
He's feeling it. He's in there right now. He's in the zone.
Ljubav ne živi bez nje. Vjeruj u ljubav i sačuvaj
That's not true, Rob.
nju. Vjeruj u ljubav, u dobru i zlu. Daj mi svoju ruku sad, neka ljubav veže nas. Daj mi svoju ruku sad, kao rijedak cvijet. Daj mi svoju ruku sad, prava ljubav je uz nas. Ona može promijeniti sve.
It's like a Yamaha or something, Drew. It's not a Korg. It's not like a top of the something huge top of the line. You know, and I can tell you, Ron, realistically, you know, good,
Thank you.
piano players are a sign of like a composer.
That was Believe
somebody
in
who not
Love.
only plays
And
music but
hearing him
actually
sing
can
that,
write
you
it.
just- you have to. Let's all believe
Oh,
in
look at
love.
the laser lady.
So,
She's back there. We got two
the Croatian
regulars.
American community is extraordinarily important to the city of Los Angeles.
Laser
to
lady
its
and
region,
Mr. Sachs should
certainly
be
to the
boning.
1-5. I
I
mean,
hope they
these-
get together and
these
bone.
Really brave
Pop out a
folks
la-
came
little
for
laser
to fish,
baby.
to can, to be in construction, and added to the
There she is back
diversity
there
and the wonder of the
with the
city
headband
of Los
on,
Angeles.
keeping
We
her
could
away
not be more
safe from the
grateful
rays.
to the Croatian Americans and to what they have contributed to our society. I want to remind everyone that we have
Am I a
beautiful
synth
events
connoisseur?
coming.
No.
I want to ask everyone
I'm just
to
being
make
honest,
sure
and
you
I
go
know,
online
like I
and
said,
have
a lot
chance
of
to come and
musicians
enjoy
really do.
some of Croatian Heritage Month.
And the ones that I do
also
know that
have
play
a
piano write
proclamation
music.
from all of us to the Consul General.
I know some that
and I know
don't play
Frane
piano and write
Djokovic
music,
also
too.
has an exchange of
Like
gifts.
Stefan, he doesn't play
he has
piano.
something for us. He's the president of the
He sure as hell
Croatian
can write
American
Grammy
Club in
Award-winning
San
music.
Pedro. Shall I proceed? Thank you.
I don't know how many Grammys he's been
Frane,
nominated
please come
for,
forward.
but I know he's won at least one. And he
Frane
beat out
has,
AC/DC, Iron Maiden, and a
Croatia,
few other
presented to the
huge
City of
bands
Los
to beat
Angeles
him
to the City
to
Council
win
with
it.
gratitude on proclaiming
telling you something.
Croatian Month, honoring Croatians and their contributions.
Love you, bro.
to
Shout out
the
to my
city of
bag,
Los
bro,
Angeles.
Steph Tone.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Again, you have a lot of musicians, ladies and gentlemen, but not all of them know how to write music. A lot of them, you give them the sheet, you tell them what you want, they'll play it for you.
City Council and Mayor Bass.
Wow, they only got the folder. Dang. Croats got jacked.
We look forward to
You guys are
this-
too
this
white.
month and continuing this
We got to give you the O-Peachy folder. You're going to have to go to Michael's and frame it yourself.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So again, and then
Thank
you
you
look
very
at
much,
people that are
Councilmember
okay, are
McCosper,
ghostwriters and stuff
bringing
like
the
that for other
Croatian
people.
American
They're almost
community, here
always
into our council chambers.
piano players
Um,
on top of
this
other
community,
stuff.
as you pointed out, Councilmember, has contributed so much to building Los Angeles, and especially in San Pedro.
A lot of
and-
people
and
who
the
make
rest of the
beats,
1-5.
piano
It's-
players.
It's an unusual
It's not only drum
circumstance
beats.
when an immigrant community arrives, and after 100
Thank you, Stu.
years since that surge of
morning.
immigration, still retains so much of its cultural
That's
integrity
true, Turing.
and
Not enough instrument.
unity as a community,
And everything's
as the Croatian
amplified, and
community does,
a lot of people
particularly in
you
San
think,
Pedro.
are
And
singing. They're not
San
really
Pedro
singing. They're
wouldn't be
lip
San
syncing
Pedro
over a
without the
track.
Croatian American
Everybody you've
community, or
ever seen at
certainly
the
wouldn't
Super
even be
Bowl,
recognized
lip syncing over a track.
without
I don't
the
care.
Vincent Thomas Bridge, of
Except
course,
for the
named
straight
after
singer.
the dean of the California
Like,
State Assembly. The
everybody else,
Croatian-American
any
member of
guitars
the
or any of that
California State
shit,
Assembly
all
that
unplugged.
represented, that district for nearly 40 years. So,
In fact, it's an
we're delighted to
NFL
have you
rule,
and recognize you
but they're
and
not
help
allowed to be
celebrate
plugged in and all
Croatian
that.
American heritage.
Not enough time to bring
Thank
in
you
the
very much for
stage,
being with us.
do a sound check, get the concert off,
All
which
right,
is 3
next
songs
up, I'd like
usually,
to
and
recognize
get them the fuck out
Councilmember
of there.
Padilla
Not
for
enough
your
time during the Super
presentation.
Bowl, so they come in, they lip sync over a CD or over a track that's pre-recorded. You think they're performing, but they're not really performing. They're miming. And that's why I was really disappointed to see Red Hot Chili Peppers do that. One of the biggest punk bands, so to speak, you know, as a kid growing up, and then all of a
Councilmember
sudden
Padilla,
they're
good
doing
morning.
that. But I also understand it's the
Good
biggest
morning.
stage.
Come on
It's the
over.
biggest stage you'll ever be on. So why not do it?
So good
Man,
morning,
her tits are about to
everyone.
fall out.
As many of you know, this past weekend was Cinco de Mayo. And today I want to invite
Mother's
all
milk.
of us to celebrate, but also be part of this new generation who is
It happened
rethinking
last year,
the true
Aaron.
essence of this day. And
Even
to
them.
recognize it as more than a holiday marked by festivities, but
She
as a
is topping.
profound testament to the resilience, courage, unity, and unbeatable spirit of the Mexican American community. Cinco de Mayo, often misunderstood
Tuck those
as
babies in.
Mexico's Independence Day, actually commemorates the Battle of Puebla, where Mexican forces, against all odds, triumphed against the invading French army in 1862. Growing up,
Bro.
I viewed Cinco de Mayo
Adderall.
as an American-made Mexican holiday to celebrate all things Mexico.
Raza Billy?
And it is. That's what it is now.
Raza Billy?
But this day has
Like
also been
rockabilly?
overshadowed by commercialization and cultural misinterpretation here in the United States. Sometimes viewed as more about sombreros, maracas, ponchos, margaritas, and more than honoring the true significance of the day. Through my journey as a college student, and Chicano Studies minor that complemented my political science degree, I came to understand that the true significance of Cinco de Mayo extends beyond a single battle. Cinco de Mayo of our American love and its influence of our community.
Don't tell her that, Robo.
So let's use this day to remember the enduring contributions that Mexican Americans have made to shaping the fabric of our nation and especially this city. From art and music to cuisine, political activism and scholarship and beyond, Mexican American, the book that we see here, that I finally was able to get autographed,
sniffing.
and on our screens.
She's not crying.
He has many accomplishments.
She's either sick or
he earned
she's
his
got the
doctorate in Chicana and Chicano
drip.
Studies at the University of California, Santa Barbara. His research focuses on the popular cultural practices of Chicanos and Latinos in music, dance, food, art, style, and the one that I found most impressive that he unpackaged, leisure. He is currently a professor of
Feel
Chicano
better,
Studies
Trish.
at Cal State Channel
Pretty
Islands.
recovering. I just had
An
it.
avid supporter of
Sick.
community
I got sick
engagement and
last
social
week.
justice, Dr. Centino also has over 20 years of experience in grassroots student and labor solidarity activism, working nationally with students, fighting for equal education access for underrepresented communities. In addition,
He is handsome.
Dr. Centino is a cultural producer who co-founded the Barrio Boogie Music and Arts
Daddy
Festival in
loves you,
Boyle
Stan
Heights,
Stan.
and can be found hosting
Yeah, Papa
gatherings,
loves.
concerts, and events
you're
examining
handsome.
Latino, Latina
You're
music,
handsome.
dance, and culture throughout California
Everybody loves
and
you.
beyond. And this is a space where if someday I were to attend, I'd be excited to see a lot of my old high school friends because this was my scene growing up. Today, his most recently published
she
work,
was rockabilly?
Rockabilly, draws from his extensive research and documentation of the Latino rockabilly scene
De la
from here
Melones?
in Southern California. This book chronicles the rise of rockabilly music from the 1950s.
Oh, my
loved
other
by
girlfriend's back there. Look at her by herself.
Chicanos
I call
and
dibs on
Latinos
her back there,
that
guys.
grew up into the 1980s and
There
the
she is.
generations that
That's
came
mine.
after it.
I called.
A book
dibs.
that I must add was one of the first times that I saw an aspect of young Chicano culture from youth covered through the academic lens of by a cultural
Thinks they
historian.
get no job. His job's
And
to
I
bug
enjoyed
me
the
for
fact
food.
that it summarized the scene of
thanks, Sam.
my youth. It was
You know, that's your.
there was a lot of us that were buying vintage clothes before it was cool. There was a lot of us that grew up listening to oldies but gravitated more to the doo-wops. And yes, we can make it cool to dress in just jeans and t-shirts and have everybody follow the look.
Oh, big
So,
baby, then daddy won't
As a
touch you.
Chicana, coming of age in our beautifully diverse Los Angeles, it was refreshing to read a scholarly book that captured the sight and sound of a very LA rockabilly music scene
That's right,
that
cuz.
captivated young Angelinos of my generation.
My lady.
But before I invite Dr. Centino to share a few words, I would like to play this short reel with clips from
Yeah,
the
what
Barrio
happened to
Boogie Music Art
monkeypox?
Festival that captures the flair of rockabilly life, of
What happened to
rockabilly
that?
life.
What Barrio Boogie means to me is taking
Bro has the
taking
Napoleon
responsibility
Dynamite suit on.
and
When
bringing
Napoleon
back
wore to the prom.
with our pride and our confidence that is who we are, and this is what we have, and we're here. And this outfit is a declaration of independence.
Look at those cars. Those are dope. That's a beautiful color, that mint green.
Barrio Boogie means to me passion, cultura, historia, 1940s.
Damn, that thing is nice.
Resistance.
Clean. Damn, look at the Impala. Sweet lowriders.
It's an event that the community appreciates, and like I said before, it's part of history.
Cool culture right there. Back when music was actually music. Real string instruments, real horn sections, real, percussions, real percussionists. Shit, yeah. packed. Look at that shit. That's pretty cool. Yeah, those cars are really fucking cool.
Welcome to the podium.
So we have three regulars that I see so far, ladies and gents. There's Mr. Sachs, looking spry. Look at him.
Me to be here. I will save you all the hour and 15-minute lecture I'll give my students later on today about Cinco de Mayo. Did want to provide a few bullet points from that presentation. Excuse me. Cinco de Mayo, ways to reclaim Cinco de Mayo.
BJ, it's cool.
The best way to reclaim Cinco de Mayo is to support community-based, grassroots, change-making organizations like we saw earlier with Inner City Struggle. Why? Because those type of organizations were the ones that had popularized the commemoration of this Battle of Puebla from May 5th, 1862, here in the United States. Why? Well, a lot of these groups were groups that were interested in civil rights. What was the civil rights issue of the 1860s here in the U.S.? Abolition. And so the Battle of Puebla and the defeat of Napoleon III's forces in Mexico prevented the French from arming the Southern Confederacy and took a huge swath of cannons and bullets and rifles out of the hands of the Confederates in their fight against the United States to preserve slavery. And so Cinco de Mayo is a Mexican-American celebration for sure, but also it's an American celebration that really cherishes and values our rich legacy and history of the good fight for civil rights and social justice. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Councilmember Padilla, for the invitation, and thank you all.
I want to find out what the definition of trillium is. What the fuck is trillium?
Oh, a true academic, always making sure that you're learning something about what we're talking about on point. So thank you for that. So thank you for all of your scholarship and cultural work. As Americans, we have a responsibility to embrace and celebrate the diverse heritage that enriches our society. By reclaiming Cinco de Mayo as an American-made holiday, we reaffirm our commitment to unity and understanding across cultures. So let's come together and celebrate the beauty of our diversity and remember that our young people are growing up in a mesh of cultures and creating beautiful things, such as the individuals that you feature in your book. Just earlier we were talking about a valley-based band, Chewy and the Bobcats. It was nice to see them in the book. And also talking about the Moonlight Cruisers that a lot of us still listen to today, even though the band has evolved. And we continue to follow this sort of music, and it's very much a part of us. Very
I don't know, Jeff B.
Rockabilly, the psychobilly, and now we got to admit that there's a lot of Mexican Americans and Chicanos because of the scene that are willing to admit that they actually like country music, and that's in your book. And I thank you for pointing that out. So, que viva Mexico, que viva America. And let's take back Cinco de Mayo.
You have a lot of Latino ranchers, rancheros.
Thank you.
Why wouldn't they?
Councilmember Padilla.
A rancher is a rancher. It doesn't matter the color of the skin. They like horses. They like farming. They like country music.
And I'm really glad to see
they like the freer lifestyle. Doesn't matter the color of their skin.
In Boyle Heights. And I think it's really special. There's a huge rockabilly in Vegas. There's a huge
every April.
That's it,
yes.
Jason.
and it's fun, for those of us
Shut
that
up,
have.
Meg.
I have a lot of friends that would go to Vegas every year, and so to know that we now have this here in our city, and I think that you guys have all been part of growing that here, so that we can own these spaces. I just want to say thank you, because so often, especially, and I love the gentrification. Because what we are seeing, sadly, is a pushing out of exactly the very rich, diverse culture that is the origins of Los Angeles, and our community needs to be present, strong, and unapologetically unwavering to protect it. So thank you so much. Thank you for this presentation, and congratulations.
Councilmember Padilla, thank you very much. Councilmember Padilla to close.
And on behalf of the City of Los Angeles, I give you the certificate of recognition. And again, thank you very much for being a Mexican American, elevating the stories of the Mexican American culture here in the U.S. and Los Angeles. Thank you.
What? How you gonna dog him? You gonna make him go to Michael's too? Man, you guys
Thank you
are
very
wrong.
much.
What's going on? They must
Next
have ran
up,
out of Michael's
Councilmember
frames.
Hernandez, are you ready to begin our final presentation for the day?
All right, final one, third one of the day, ladies and gentlemen. We're almost 50 minutes in and have got nothing done. Yeah, I would have thought they would have they must be out of frames. For them to dog out this group and then the Croats too and just give them the O-Peachy folder. Maybe you need a certain pigmentation, like there's like a color chart, and they stand them next to the color chart. And if you're below this level on the color chart, then you ain't getting a framed one. If you're above it, then yeah, you're getting one. Maybe that's how it works. Always back patting, Trish. Always. It's a constant thing of that. Never taking and acknowledging somebody else in their community that they're not connected to in any shape, form, or fashion. That ain't happening either. It's always somebody they're connected to or a group that they're already a part of.
And as I invite Councilmember
there's
Hernandez
Karen
up
Ass.
to the podium to
There she is, the DEI
begin
hire just
our
walked
final
in.
presentation. It's also a pleasure to welcome the Mayor of Los Angeles, the Honorable Karen Bass, to our chambers. Mayor Bass, welcome.
Did you just say honorable?
Honorable.
Honorable.
Honorable. Honorable.
I don't know what you're saying.
Honorable. Honorable.
Thank you,
Mayor
Councilman.
Bass, Councilmember Hernandez, good morning.
Good morning.
DEI hire,
thank you very
everybody.
much for having us here today. And I
thank
wanna
you very much
all
for
the
doing
members of
absolutely
the
nothing in
council
your tenure
for
so far.
welcoming a
Appreciate
group
you.
Of former foster youth, advocates.
Thank you for losing
leaders
$26
on
billion
this
on your
issue.
watch.
This is part of the
26 billion with a B, not an M, a
current
B.
foster youth. Okay, these young people are a part of the National Foster Youth Institute. We also have our board chairman, Wendy Smith-Meyer, here. Board member, Conway Collis, other board member here. But let me just tell you a little bit about the National Foster Youth Institute. We started the Institute about 12 years ago when I was a member of Congress. We also started a congressional caucus on foster youth. And once a year
Yeah,
in
they
May,
look it
for
up,
National
Diane. They
Foster Youth
misplaced
Month,
26
we would
billion
bring
they
over
can't
100
find.
former foster youth to Congress to shadow their member of Congress. We spent a week with them ahead
did
of
an audit.
time, helping them to take their
Of the-
personal
of the-
story and learn
the,
how to strategically
people they
impact
hired to
public
do the,
policy.
job.
And I will tell you that the young people in the National Foster Youth Institute were responsible for pretty much all of our significant foster youth legislation. Because when they shadowed a member of Congress, they were able to make that personal contact, and instead of filling them with data and statistics, they were able to take their life story and impact members of Congress. So I want you to know that they started off their morning over at the Board of Supervisors, and just that conversation alone, and I was going to say this to you afterwards, you all impacted public policy today because you pointed out a problem in the vouchers that are used for foster youth housing. And I'm not sure if members of the council know that when a young person ages out of foster care at either 18 or 21, our policies essentially put them on the street. And so when we are talking about the unhoused population in Los Angeles, a category of unhoused are young people in the system. So when these folks pointed out one of the problems, which says that you either have to be a full-time student or a full-time employee, or you can't get your housing voucher, they said, well, that's chicken and egg, because if you don't give me a place to live, how do you expect for me to have a full-time job or to be a full-time student? So I want you to know, by the way, at the breakfast we had this morning, all 5 supervisors were there. So all 5 supervisors and the head of the Department of Children and Family Services heard that, and I have no doubt that they're going to change that policy. So when they shadow you today, you have an opportunity to share with them what a member of City Council does, and they can share with you their personal stories. And even though we don't govern child welfare, we still impact their lives with the policy that we do here. And so they'll have an opportunity to share their story and hopefully impact change on the city level along with the county. And so thank you very much for hosting them and agreeing to shadow a member of NFYI. And then also let me introduce the executive director. Are you? Oh, I'm sorry. Our councilwoman, Eunices Hernandez, who is a major supporter. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mayor. Can we give a big round of applause to the mayor, who has been a champion for people and young people impacted by the foster care system her entire career? Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mayor Bass, for the beautiful introduction and for bringing these young leaders to council chambers today. Colleagues, I'm so excited to welcome delegates from the National Foster Youth Initiative. There are over 400,000 young people and people in the foster care system across the U.S., and with us here today are 15 young adults who are going to teach us all their role in government systems and changing them for the better. I often talk about, and I take this very seriously, that the people who are closest to the problems are closest to the solutions. And the National Foster Youth Initiative takes that to heart by providing a space for our foster youth to learn about the government systems they have been party to, and then working together to change them for the better. This is the work of supporting our youth and our families, and I really want to thank Mayor Bass for starting this initiative and bringing this delegation to Los Angeles. I also want to uplift the National Foster Youth Institute for the work you do every day to support foster youth across the country. And I'd like to welcome the Executive Director of the National Foster Youth Institute, Rebecca Louv Yao, to share a few words about their work. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. It would not be the Foster Youth Institute if I didn't take the opportunity to uplift one of our delegates this year in her voice. So I'd like to yield my time to Brenda, who has a few things to say.
Shout out to Brenda.
Thank you. To Councilmember Hernandez, Council President Paul Krikorian, and distinguished members of the Los Angeles City Council, thank you so much for celebrating Foster Care Awareness Month and for your commitment to creating a child welfare system that authentically engages with and supports young people. I'm here today with my friends and my peers representing the National Foster Youth Institute and thousands of foster children.
Yeah, that cross she got on her arm isn't even.
At NFYI, we believe that young people with lived experience must work with decision makers like you to create compassionate and intentional child welfare policy. Our goal is to make sure that the parts of the foster care system that kept us safe and supported are replicated, and that the parts that do not work can be improved for the children who are currently in foster care, the younger siblings of our community. We are so grateful to have your partnership in this effort and appreciate your commitment to lifting up foster youth voices.
Yeah, check it out. It's on my link tree.
We look forward to meeting with you later today as part of LA's first Foster Youth Shadow Day.
Click the link tree. It's the one on the bottom. Right there. If you click that link I just put in the chat room.
Thank you so much, Brenda.
Bottom. Take you right into my store. I have nothing for Knott's or OC history.
Take our seats because
no
we need
Disney
those with
stuff.
lived experiences to also be at the table of power.
No Knott stuff.
Thank you so much, Brenda and colleagues and Mayor Bass for this presentation today. The City of Los Angeles is lucky to have you here. And colleagues, while you're having your youth delegates with you today, I encourage you to learn more about their journeys, as Mayor Bass said, understand their interests, and hear directly from them about what needs to change in our local government systems to better serve them. This is your chance to serve as conduits for enacting the change they envision for the future. And I hope you all have a great day today with them. And, you know, it's not very often that we get young people to be able to experience what it is to be a council member. So just give them the tools, give them the tips and tricks for them to hopefully one day take these seats. Because, again, those who are close to the problems are close to solutions. And now on behalf of the City of Los Angeles and the mayor and our colleagues, we would like to present you all.
Oh, they got
the
they got the gold one, son.
Impressive.
He did it and got the gold one. Come on, let's get the dog and
Thank
pony
you very
show.
much, Councilmember Hernandez.
DEI hire
Thank you
shot.
to the
Let's get
National
it.
Foster
Come
Youth
on,
Institute
come on, DEI
and
hire.
all
Get in
of
there
the
with
youth
your
who are
blue
with
suit.
us today. Very often we have youth come to city council chambers to try to learn more about government. This is really an opportunity for all of us in government to learn from the youth, and so we're really grateful to have you all here and participating.
Sure,
in
you
the
care
Shadow
about
Day
anything
today.
they have to say.
And I just want to say also, we can't let this moment pass without recognizing the mayor for her lifetime of work on behalf of
for the
foster
mayor.
youth. There is probably no leader in
Yeah,
the
I'm gonna be
United
the
States
Spider-Man.
of America who has been more laser focused on uplifting foster youth, creating new opportunities, creating visibility,
Was he, Sky?
creating the opportunity for elected officials
No,
to
they're not
learn
Armenian.
more
Well, I
about
don't know.
the
Maybe there
actual
is some in there, I don't
experience
know.
within the foster
Oh,
care
there's
system
he just walked
than
in.
Our mayor, Karen Bass, from the time that even before she was a member of the state assembly, throughout her time in Congress, and continuing now. So, on behalf of everyone, we're grateful to Mayor Bass for the work that she's done on behalf of foster youth. Thank you all very much for being here.
Under
and being a
over
part of
today,
today's
guys, is
presentation.
21. 21. So you can get your bets in now. He's back there. Probably won't take too long to get to them because, again, there's only like 10 people total. I'm telling you,
All
he
right.
looks like the killer
thank you all
in.
very much again for being with us, Madam Clerk.
What was the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Mr. President, there is
Last
a
Action
request
Hero.
to continue
He's the
item
killer in
11
Last
to May
Action Hero.
21st,
Looks just like him.
2024, sir.
Without objection, that will be the order.
And
could-
shall I read the directions for public comment?
Yes, let's go next to the public comment portion of our meeting. Please proceed.
As indicated on the agenda, members of the public wishing to offer public comment should call 669-254-5252
Bro, looks just like him.
and use meeting ID number 160-535-8466, then press pound.
You want to call
Press
right
pound
there?
again when prompted for
If you'd like to
participant
call in, there's
ID.
the number.
Once admitted to the meeting, press star 9 to request to speak. When it is your turn to speak, an automated Zoom voice will ask you to press star 6 to unmute. Again, call 669-254-5252 and use meeting ID number 160-535-8466, then press pound. Press pound again when prompted for participant ID. Once admitted to the meeting, press star 9 to request to speak. When it's your turn to speak, an automated Zoom voice will ask you to press star 6 to unmute.
To people providing public
Don't tell me
comment,
that doesn't look like
when
him.
it is your turn
Don't-
to speak,
don't.
either at the podium or
Don't
on
tell
the
me,
phone,
'cause that's what he
please
looks
state
like.
which of the agenda items you would like to speak to.
That's
You will have 1 minute per item, up to 3 minutes total for the items open for public comment. We will tell you when your time is up. When speaking on the agenda items, you must be on
Bro,
topic.
you're telling me that's
Our
not him?
goal is to get through as many speakers as
You're
we
telling
can.
me that's not him?
If you are not on
Bro, it's
topic,
famous
or
right
if we
now.
cannot tell whether you are on topic, you will get one brief
Jack.
warning.
The
from
Ripper.
me
That was
or
his
the
name.
president.
He was the Ripper.
At that
like
point,
Jack the
you need
Ripper.
to get immediately and clearly on topic.
Looks
if you do
just
not do
like
so,
him.
or if you again stray off topic, you will forfeit the rest of your speaking time, and we will move on to the next speaker. The items open for public comment
Yeah,
are
the
items
axe killer
1
guy is
through
called the
10,
Ripper.
12
Jack,
through
Last
16,
Action Hero.
and 21 through 46. Item number 11 has been continued to May 21st. Again, let me repeat. The items that are open for public comment are items 1 through 10, 12 through 16, and 21 through
Thank you,
46.
Calamity Girl. Appreciate you.
Members of the public may also speak for up to 1 minute for general public comment. During general public comment, members of the public may speak to any of the other items or anything else in the city's subject matter jurisdiction. For members of the public calling in, when it
Tom
is your turn
Noonan.
to speak,
That's
an
his real
automated
name,
message
Tom
from Zoom will
Noonan.
prompt you to press star 6 to unmute yourself. If you do not do so, council staff will prompt you once more. At that point, you need to immediately unmute yourself, or unfortunately, you will forfeit your time and we will move on to the next speaker. Finally, because of a brief time delay between the live meeting and the broadcast, 2 things are important. First, while you're waiting for your turn to speak, please keep an ear to the phone so you know in real time when it is your turn to press star 6. Second, if you're listening to this meeting on another device, please turn down the volume on that device immediately when it is your turn to speak.
That's pretty good, Kenneth.
Between
I enjoyed
feedback and the time delay,
up,
it
Young?
will cause a great deal of confusion if you continue to listen on your other devices.
Total Recall is all right. I like the
All
three
right. I'm
chitty
going to
chick.
call a number of names. As I call your name, come on up to the left-hand
And
side of the
homeboy, what was his
council
name?
chambers
Quado?
So the
I think his name was
sergeant can direct
Quado.
you up to the podium. First, Brandon Valencia, Arnold Sachs, Denitra, Do Duong, and Harriet Elliott, and Andrew G.
Andrew G. Andrew Grabner. So there it is, guys. Remember, 21. 21 is the over-under today.
Good morning. If you could please remind us of the name that you signed up under and the items you would like to speak to.
Open your mouth.
I am here on behalf of Byron Valencia under item 16.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for the item.
Good morning, and thank you to this council for your time and civil service. It is an honor to be here. My name is Brandon Valencia from Sherman Oaks, and I'm here on behalf of item 16 to respectfully request approval for my application for determination of public convenience for the Aftermath Bar and Lounge at 14537 West Ventura Boulevard and Sherman Oaks. I have been the co-owner of this establishment for over 24 months. For 24 months, me and my brother Byron have spent a long and expensive process to acquire our beer and wine license for on-sale consumption. We've spent over $100,000 of our own money to spend to open this establishment, but I don't regret it. This is my dream come true. We will be family-owned and operated with a passion for ales and wines. Today, I come before this council to ease some concerns that this establishment won't cause any problems for law enforcement or violate noise and parking ordinances. We will only have a license for beer and wine. There will be no dancing allowed. There will be no reason for concern for rowdy patrons. This will be a place...
If you'd like to continue for 1 minute on general public comment, you can go ahead.
Oh, yes.
Go ahead.
Oh. Our goal is to carry and promote the products of our local breweries and Southern California wines, specifically from vineyards in Los Angeles, Temecula, and Paso Robles. We will not be a sports bar, we will not be a dive bar, a nightclub, or a dance club. Our mission is to share and promote the beverages from local breweries and have wine tastings under the legal serving limits. We plan to donate to local charities and be a positive establishment in our San Fernando Valley community. For those who partake, the Aftermath will be an option for customers to enjoy their favorite ales and wines or try new ones. We will offer prepackaged meals like sandwiches that you can also find at Starbucks, and we have a kitchenette area to prepare our food pairings. We are in good company too. Our block has a number of restaurants and bars that also have a alcohol license, and there have been no issue from law enforcement or from neighbors. In terms of parking, there are several parking spaces behind us, as well as paid parking lots on Van Nuys Boulevard and Moore Park, as well as meters on Ventura Boulevard.
You're definitely not
Thank you very much, sir.
fed early
Thank you. I'm
for
afraid
that
your
one.
time has expired, but thank you for being here, and thank you for investing in Los Angeles.
Put a little hole in my fucking
next
shit
speaker,
right
please.
now. Get out of here. Get out of here. Well, you didn't get nothing early.
Good morning. If you could please remind us of the name you signed up under and the items you would like to speak to.
Good morning. I
Straight
signed
hole
up
in my
under
finger right
Denitra,
now.
and I'm only speaking on
Ain't no
items
love bite.
1,
That
2,
shit
and
hurt.
3. It's
Okay,
not.
so you have 3 minutes for the items.
Okay. Some areas of the city are too dark at night, and it doesn't feel safe. I understand that lighting costs money,
Thanks to the transients.
and for the purpose of community enrichment, the cost of lighting in the community can be supported by the development of small businesses and community events to create camaraderie, fellowship, provide services, resources, and provision. This will decrease depression, connect people to more services, and provide a safe space for people to congregate, creating a sense of investment in the community, prompting a sense of responsibility to keep each other safe, the community clean, accessible, and aesthetically pleasing.
No, I get what she's saying. It's dark out. She doesn't want to
Thank
trip
you
when
very
she
much.
walks.
Thank you for being
Elderly
with us.
folks, too.
Next speaker.
You know, handicapped people. Again, because the transients steal all the cabling from the lights. They did it on that bridge. Then the
morning.
city doesn't
Good morning. If you
replace
could
it
please
for
remind
a
us of the
year
name you signed up
or
under
two,
and
and then
items you would
cars
like to
get broken into. People have
Good morning.
accidents because they can't see. They fall.
My name is Do Duong.
So
I'm
I get her.
representing
I understand
the
what she's
owner,
saying.
Roberto Perez on,
It's your
on
houseless
item
neighbor.
number 14.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for the item.
Good morning, Council President and Council members. I'm here representing the
Sell the
owner,
copper.
Roberto Perez, of the property 200 North Dillon.
Get outta
there is
here. I'm not giving you
There is a
nothing.
lien by the Department of Building and Safety for $115,000 that's been levied against the property for
Well,
the
some do,
abatement
Charles.
and haul away of the property.
But
and
most don't.
Just to repeat what I mentioned 3 weeks ago, the other 50% owner passed away in 2022, leaving the house vacant. The homeless broke in twice and set 2 separate fires on 2 different occasions, leaving the house uninhabitable. And so Mr. Paris the remaining owner, received a bunch of letters He's financially unable to deal with it, and he's 63 years old, and this whole process is a lot for him. And so I'm requesting that because this homeless situation in the district and in the city is something that affects us all, and Mr. Paris in this situation, that there be some consideration for reduction.
General public
comment.
Yeah. So the request is that this be appealed, or depending on where it's at, we object to this and would like to some consideration for this, given that the situation that the house is in now is not a result of the owner's actions, but really a result of the homeless breaking in and causing the fire and the damage. So if we could get more engagement and conversation from District 13 on how to resolve this, that would be great.
More transient problems.
What kind of person to say a toe-to-so? But you know what? A toe-to-so. A fucking a toe-to-so.
Wish to be heard?
Under over 21. Here
Mr.
we
Chair,
go.
I have amendments on items 12 and 13.
Fucking told us so. I told us so. Remember that when they feed you that whole bullshit. That's my poor little houseless
be
neighbor.
amended to instruct the Department of Building and Safety to take the necessary
Burning the
actions
house
to
down
waive
so
the
your house can
accumulated
burn down.
interest, late
'Cause they don't
fees,
give a fuck
and
about
late
you.
charges associated with this case, except for the non-compliance code enforcement fee, and thereby reduce and confirm the lien in the new amount of $660.00. And the motion on item number 13. Oh.
Look at that. Look at his forehead.
Is there a second
Hey, he
to
cut his
this
hair
motion?
up today. Looks
Second.
good. He's got his hair going pretty
In
nice.
the motion on item 13 reads that I move that item number 13 on today's council agenda be amended to instruct the Department of
What do you
Building
guys
and
think on the
Safety
hair?
to take the necessary actions to waive the
definitely had to
administrative
comb it.
surcharge fee and thereby reduce and confirm the lien in the new amount of $10,342.50.
$10,000 lien.
Is there a second to this motion?
$10,300
Mr.
lien at least.
All right. Thank you. Mr. Gravener.
Good
All
morning.
items and general comment.
Okay, so you have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general public
Here we
comment.
go.
Please begin with the items.
All right, so we have a number of motions to light up City Hall. Let's see, we have for lighting up City Hall. Come on, there we go. So we've got the illumination of City Hall. We have one from Karen Bass. That fucking fascist. Karen Bass shouldn't be really getting much of any power based on what we've seen from the violence that police led against protesters at UCLA that she was present for and leading and helping them do.
You'll need to speak to the agenda.
I'm
item.
saying
That-
this is a motion related to something Karen Bass is
that
doing. I'm
doesn't
saying
relate
she
to
should
the
not be
agenda item.
allowed to
Get
do
on the
that
topic.
because she's because of that. So I'm explaining why I oppose this motion. So you can't control that content. We have speaking of which, we got a street banner from DJ Krikorian for the Summer Night Lights program. Don't need that. No street banners. It's kind of expensive right now. Let's see. We've got a number of. We have a street banner 36 for Jewish American Heritage Month. Now the city can frequently accuse it. Council members and other elected officials and throughout the country and such frequently accuse, people protesting for Palestinian rights and for not having a genocide on them, that they're anti-Semitic. But there's plenty of actions the city has done that are actually anti-Semitic while claiming that they're fighting anti-Semitism. So, during the Fed tapes, Nuri Gil and KDL said some anti-Semitic stuff on that Fed tapes, and that's not even being acknowledged at all. So there's actual anti-Semitism there. And just a year ago, some of the same officers in this chamber that now target pro-Palestinian protesters violently arrested someone for standing up to someone holding a swastika sign in the rotunda. So the city doesn't actually fight actual anti-Semitism, which we stand firmly against. But then you claim people protesting and
Speaker, you've exhausted your 1 minute on this item. Please move on to another item.
All right, let's see. So you need to figure that out. We've got lighting up City Hall from Monica Rodriguez. Don't need that. There's lots of other ways to. Let's see. We've got 41. That's reward money for snitches from Soto Martinez. No on that. 42. Also reward money from snitches for snitches from Harris Dawson. No on that. 43, a motion from Kevin De Leon. He shouldn't have anything approved by this council. He needs to resign. He's already losing the election badly.
General public comment.
General comment. Over the past week, we've seen multiple cases where the police have gone in and have violently attacked, arrested, assaulted people protesting on college campuses in support of a ceasefire, in support of ending the genocide in Gaza. We've had people shot by the police by less lethal munitions, are getting massive injuries in the face. They're violating the rights of protesters, they're violating the rights of press, they're violating the rights of legal observers. I don't think any of you have spoken out on it at all. Why aren't you condemning the violence the police is committing against people protesting on college campuses? You need to launch an investigation into that. We just came from the police commission where the president of the commission is literally was involved in the decision to do that at USC because he works for them. So you need to really clear that.
32.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Bro, I was way off today. One of my girlfriends right here. Old laser lady.
Elliott.
Good morning. Which item
laser
would you like
lady.
to speak to?
I'm speaking on my about directed energy. My public comment, general public
Okay, so
comment.
you have 1 minute for general public comment.
2 days ago, I was in the library and I got a Jeff Heck book, who I highly recommend, who writes books all on directed energy, particle beams, laser, and microwave. But this one was 1994, and he said, unfortunately, there's been nothing in the battlefield that's laser. Well, 2 years later, Israel developed the THEL. That's what it looks like, and it's very active in the battlefield. Last time I spoke, I talked about active denial, saying that it could stop any hostage situation. You might ask, why didn't it stop the October 7th Hamas hostage situation? Well, many leaders provoke wars. That's possible. I'm trying to, I had 20 of my friends killed. Okay, all my friends from my childhood are killed.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Next speaker, please. And as Mr. Sachs is coming forward, if there's anybody
Holy
here who
shit.
wishes to speak on item
20
number
of my
39,
friends. Don't be her friend.
you should come forward.
You finna
at
die.
This time. Mr. Sachs.
Here he is.
Good morning. Thank
The
you,
man, the
Arnold
myth, the
Sachs.
legend.
I'd like to speak on item number 13, number 34, number 39,
Jewish
number
lasers
40,
turning.
and number...
Little Star of David on the
Public
beam as
comment.
it comes down too, by the
Good
way.
morning. You have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general public comment. Please begin with the items.
Okay, number 13 refers to another lien. I don't know if anybody in City Hall has gone down to the building on the corner at Figueroa where they have the lien offices. Have you gone there? I've heard that people have gone there. They've gone upstairs to talk to the people, and they're being told that the hearings are tilted against them. Low-income Latinos are losing their properties because the judges are voting against them, even though they go and get the correct information. I don't know if any of the city council people have been there to check that out, to find out why they're being tilted against low-income Latinos. I know they're facing a heavy burden. There's a lot of people living in their vehicles. There's a lot of people sleeping on the streets. You talk about, somebody was talking about homeless. Why is there a condition of homeless and homelessness? When did that shit start? When did that happen? I remember when when Mayor Hahn was going to have a homeless plan in 2001. $15 billion. 22 years later, it's 10 times worse. It's all fucked up. Now,
couple drops.
34 refers to a street banner program. Are you going to use those fathead type banners to announce that street banner program for the firefighters that have fallen? Can you get money for the firefighters department, Mr. McCosker? Don't you have tired? Didn't your brother was actually a firefighter for LAFD? And you can't talk to somebody to get money to help them out to repair their equipment after they get done fighting fires and going on emergency calls for 25 hours a day? What's wrong with you? Are you that racist? Now, number 39 refers to a property bid, but it's more than that. It's a property and a business district. So how much is going to be collected? It mentions city-owned property. Who's paying for the city-owned property? And where is the city getting that money from to pay for the city-owned property? And who's watching out for it? And what if it's Metro-owned property? Is that considered part of the city? Or is that a different agency completely? So do they pay for a part of the bid? No, they don't. They just steal money. It's so goddamn ridiculous. They've been stealing measure our money. So my public comment is regarding, did anybody notice that the change in Medi-Cal that occurred about 4 years ago? There's no more Medi-Cal. It's Medi-Cal. Seniors are being denied the opportunity to get Medi-Cal. We need more equality. We need to have an epic discussion on how much bullshit is going on in this city council. You've gone from $170,000 a year to $250,000 a year in less than 8 years. And you're earning jack shit. You need a focus, your laser-like focus on the problems in your district. The city hall, the LAUSD is spending over $30,000 per student. They're grading on a zero plan. You have a zero plan, you have a zero vision plan. Oh, and by the way...
Thank you very much, Mr. Sachs. Your time has expired. Again, if there's anybody who wishes to speak about the North Hollywood Transit Business Improvement District bid, please raise your hand.
I want to find out what the definition of trillium is. What the fuck is trillium?
Public comment here in the council chambers on all agenda items, and general public comment will go next to the phones.
All right, here we go to the phones.
First caller, please.
First caller, which items would you like to speak
Let
to?
me get out. Hold on, it's not what I wanted.
Caller ending in 1991. Please press *6 to unmute.
The fuck is Trillium?
Caller ending in the last four digits
Caller?
of 9291.
How does my
This is your
vagina
last
look?
opportunity to speak. Please press *6 to unmute, or we will have to move on to the next caller.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Is that
Which
Robot
items
Dog?
would you like to speak to?
Okay, I'm not going to speak on the item. I'm just going to give a public
so
comment.
You have 1 minute for general
Public comment. Basically, this is general public comment. Also, I just wanted to say that, and actually, I'll just go with my public comment. I was going to say something regarding some of the other items. Anyway, regarding subhuman lowlife, Nori Martinez said, if you are indicted, you will be suspended from this council. Pink-faced, corrupt Armenian dictator Paul Krikorian is lower than Martinez because he has indicted out on bail embezzling criminal Kern Price voting daily on the corrupt sleazy council. This is the black representation we have with 20% of the sleazy council.
What happened to her jitterbug
Black
phone?
women are only 4.3% of the population, but 22% of female rape, 36% of female assault, 33% of the female homicide.
Caller, your time has
33%
expired.
of
Next caller.
Bro, our jitterbug phone fucking
Caller,
trailed off
which
there.
items would you like to speak to? Caller ending in 7255. Please press *6 to unmute.
That was her phone.
Caller with the last 4 digits,
You bit daddy. I'm
7255.
not
This is
giving
your
you
last
nothing
opportunity
right
to
now.
speak.
You
Please
waiting.
press *6 to unmute.
You was bad boy. You bit daddy for no reason.
Okay, we're going to have to move on to the next caller. Next
Can't
caller.
just bite people for no reason.
Caller, which items would you like to speak to?
Yes, my name is Jason, and I'm a smoking scan viewer.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
Good morning, Pumpkinhead. Let me speak to all items as usual, and my general public comment, I want to speak to the
Okay,
director.
so you have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general public comment. Please
Morning,
begin with the items.
Pumpkinhead.
Thank you, brother. For the items, I want to speak about the some of the service fees going on here. I was down on Figueroa the other day, and I was, this chick, I gave her a pen for a little head job, $5 for the head job, and she gave me 3 and some change back, and she said there was a service charge on top of it. I'm trying to figure out how is there a service charge on top of a service? Giving head is a service.
So, Speaker, I
don't know
can't
if
tell
that's
which
something
item
you
you're speaking to, so
Yeah.
I'm going to need you to identify the item you're speaking to, or I'm going to move you to general public comment.
Yes, sir. Understood. I was thinking about me, blowing this bitch's throat out with my cock, and she wanted to charge me on top of the $5 I'd already given her for the service.
Okay. So, again, I still can't tell which
Oh,
item you're speaking to, so I'm going to move you to general public comment.
Am
You
I
have
not
1
speaking
minute.
plain English? How are you there, brother? What's up to the smoker scan community? Hey, I want to speak on the little direct energy that the lady was speaking about it earlier, because, the other day I was down on Figueroa as usual, and, I was trying to direct some of my energy into this bitch's mouth the other day there. I was, kind of fucked up her dental work with the head of my cup. And, I was down there doing my little thing there, and I was, her and that little dangly thing in the back of her throat, she was getting to know the head of my cock real good there, a little throat hole maneuver there. But I'm trying to figure out, why is it when I pull out and I shoot the baby batter, why does it go directly to the eyes? Because her eyes swell up immediately. She got a little pink eye action, and she developed a limp for some reason. I don't know actually how she developed a limp from me hitting her in the fucking eye, with a little bit of, the man juice there. But I just think maybe that has something to do with the direct energy, because there's no way I hit her in the eye and the bitch develops a limp there on the right side down about her knee or ankle there. Maybe, the lady with the direct energy come back and speak to that and help me understand how this is a thing there, because that's really a bad thing supposed to be happening, But what's up to the smoke can community? We had a good show last night in Dolphin there.
Speaker, your time has expired.
right.
Next caller.
Shout out to
Caller,
Jason.
which items would you like to speak to?
I was blowing this bitch's throat out.
This is Shelly Babes. Hey, smoke a scan.
Good morning.
Damon
Which
is a
items would you like
man.
to speak to?
I can't get over Jason. Okay.
Neither
Public
can I.
comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for
Fucking
general public
Jason,
comment.
dude.
Good morning, you pieces of shit, elite communist war pigs. Again, you're doing your job. You justify your job by dividing the poor into races. Yes, I must admit you do a very good job at spreading hate, corruption, with your little armed tyrant police pigs. Yeah, the order followers. Well, your time is coming to an end. Trump 24, it's happening, baby. So you can all just start crying and begging for forgiveness. You're going to need it, because you're all pretty much going to prison now. How many of you have fallen so far? I think it's 3 or 4. And the rest of you will go too, as long as you continue to raise bait and select who you're going to help based on race.
Caller, your time has
You'll go
expired.
down.
Next caller.
Shout out to Shelly Babes.
Caller,
Awesome.
which items would you like
Yeah,
to speak
Jason's one of a kind.
Morning, nerds and virgins. Brock Landers, Los Angeles.
morning. Which
Private
items would you
investigator.
like to speak to?
All open items and general public comment.
Okay, so you have 3 minutes for the items
Brock.
and 1 minute for general public comment. Please begin with the items.
So, items 1 through 3, lighting and public safety. I'm currently in the hospital with someone that's very close to me because of public safety. And I hope that we don't find out that this is what Mr. Candido was talking about somebody reaching out and touching me. Let's see, 16, the Afterbirth Footloose bar. I don't know how I feel about no dancing allowed. I think Ray McCormick showed us that was a bad idea. 13 on the liens. I know Jason, a Smoking Scam viewer, he's a supporter of a lot of the small businesses on Figueroa and hasn't been real impressed with the service at the lien office. And buddy, you might want to stop by the free clinic and get that checked out. Let's see. We had the street banners. I want to make sure that if we're paying for street banners, that you guys do not use whoever you use to type up the stuff that you post on the website and on your little PowerPoint slideshow. Because for your cancellation last Friday that you put in, you guys had stuff listed that was going to be moved to the meeting on May 1st, which was, already passed on the 3rd. So you guys either need to get a non-DEI person to read the copy and check the stuff before you guys post it, but it's kind of embarrassing the amount of typos that you guys have when you're supposed to be the leaders and telling everybody how smart you are. General public comment.
Okay, general public comment.
So, like I was saying, we've seen a lot of fascist type acts from the supposedly, community-loving Democrat Party in Los Angeles lately. We've seen reporters arrested. We've seen demonstrators arrested, which I don't care about the demonstrators that get out of line. But, there's people like Stacey that I don't agree with everything she says, but I agree with her right to say it. And I think it's a sad commentary that you guys are supposed to be for the people, and you're the ones that are, supporting this and not speaking out about it, that we've watched a lot of it on Smoking Scan, and it's not a good look for you guys. And to Mr. Candido, you should be sure to thank Stacey for her asking me to leave you alone.
So, Speaker, this is not your opportunity to speak to other members of the public. So you can continue with your general public comment to the council if you'd like.
All right. I got you. You don't need to, filibuster all the way through it there, you chlamydia infected twat wrinkle. But be smart like
Caller,
Mr. Harmon.
your time has expired. Next caller.
There's 6 of them. Shout out to Brock.
A law enforcement type of guy who is hired by people to stop these bad individuals.
Private caller, please press *6 to unmute.
Caller, this is your last opportunity to speak. Please
This
press
big daddy's
*6
so
to
bad.
unmute.
Daddy's can't open the can now because you hurt his hand so
We're
bad
gonna
when
have
you
to
bit
move
it.
on to the next caller. Next caller.
Caller, which items
You
would
broke
you
my
like to
hand.
speak to?
General public comment.
Okay. Good morning. You have 1 minute for general public comment.
She sounds new.
This is National Nurses Week. I want to lift up the name of Sandra Shells. 70-year-old Sandra Shells, a dedicated nurse at LA County USC Medical Center, tragically lost her life 2 years ago after being viciously attacked at a bus stop in downtown Los Angeles. It is heartbreaking
Great, they
that
got a
she
pursuit
passed
going on right
at
now
the
on Channel
same
11.
hospital where she worked for 38 years. I want to lift up the name of Sandra Shells. Thank you.
Okay. Next caller.
Oh, it's over. Never mind. He's pulled over.
Caller, which items would you like to speak to?
He's pulled over on a construction site.
Caller
Why did they
ending
call it
in
a police chase when homie's
1403.
just sitting
Please
in a-
press *6 to unmute.
Caller
Already
with
out
the
of the
last
car.
4 digits, 1403. This is your last opportunity to speak. Please press *6 to unmute. Okay. Next caller.
Chase is over.
Caller, which items would you like to speak to?
I don't think it was ever a chase. Dude was parked in a garage.
Hi, morning, council. I would like to do item number 41, 42, and general public comment, please.
Okay. Good morning. You have 2 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general public comment.
Homeboy
Please
was
begin
never
with the
in there
items.
at Chase. I don't understand. It was two
Okay,
cars parked
I want
together.
to start with item number 42.
Bro, isn't that the guy?
I
what's
see
his name?
number
The rapper?
42, talking about reinstating.
Ain't that the rapper that told on everybody?
Murder of Marcellus.
The home is
Hughes.
shaking.
I am gonna have to say yes.
Bro, that's the
definitely
rapper. What's his
something
name?
We do need to do. We definitely need.
What's the
reward
rapper they
amounts
told
to
on
be put out
everybody?
so that whoever killed this gentleman will be brought to justice and face criminal.
There you go.
justice.
Tekashi 6ix9ine. That's
And,
Tekashi
so
6ix9ine.
regarding this, I
On
would like to
52nd
tell
and Gramercy.
Mr. Mark Crease Harris Dawson.
Yeah, that's
to send
6ix9ine.
that
He just got his
message out
tattoos
to
taken off.
Black Lives Matters.
So nobody
Tell
notices him.
them Marcellus' life matters too. Tell them that the defund the police agenda does not work for Black lives when it comes to drive-by
For
killings
nobody's lives.
that's been happening. And send that message to Black Lives Matters. Because obviously they say all lives matters, but they don't want to mention that Marcellus' life matters. They don't care about black people being shot and killed in a drive-by shooting. Number 41, same thing. We definitely do need to support rewards.
I did steadily.
To find the person
At the Grove.
responsible who killed Juan Cuevas. And again, send that message to Black Lives Matters. And tell them Juan's lives matters too. And tell them that you're completely misrepresenting Black Lives Matters by saying all lives matters, because you clearly do not include all lives. And I'd like to move on to general public comment now.
You have 1 minute for general public comment. Please begin.
Thank you. Mr. Krikorian, can you please explain to the public how come on every other city council meetings, I hear you say we're going to take 10 minutes.
Ending of the
public
chase right
comment on
there.
the
Crashed
telephone,
into a trash truck
but,
with his charger.
But you're not going to offer 10 minutes of public comment at the chambers. Where's the equality here? Because it's
He must have
not
ran
fair
over
that
to the
you're-
trucks.
You're letting speakers
Makes
at
sense.
the city council chambers, all of them to speak, but you're limiting our access to 10 minutes. And sometimes I've heard days where you say, we're only going to take 4 callers. Why is that? Where's the equality right there? That clearly looks like a Brown versus Board of Education case that's being violated. And that separate is not equal. It should be equal. So, and then
Caller, your time
Supreme
has
Court
expired.
I think it's a Brown Act violation.
Thank you very much. In brief response, there's no requirement under the Brown Act that we take any telephonic public comment. We do that as a courtesy to the public.
As
so
a
there's
courtesy
no
to us.
requirement at all under the
Mhm.
Brown Act or Brown versus Board of Education that we do that. So
Ain't time yet.
We'll take
Especially
one more
'cause you
caller
bit
and
me.
then we'll be done.
Caller, which
There's
item would you like to
consequences
speak
to
to?
your actions, Thinkums.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, that's
Which item
fist.
would you like to speak to?
Can you let me know which items are available? I'm sorry, I was waiting for a while and I couldn't hear which items got changed. Also, I think responding to the callers is a direct violation of Brown
The
Act.
items open for public comment are items 1 through 10, 12 through 16, and 21 through 46.
All right, I'll take that and general public comment, please.
Okay, so you have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general public comment. Please begin with the items.
Thank you for always being professional. So, speaking of items, we have another CEQA exemption because all that bullshit about the environment's virtue signaling nonsense.
Yeah,
we need a
Ryan.
real explanation of why something needs to be CEQA exempted and why it doesn't. Item number 27 and item number 31 involves donating, quote, surplus equipment to other cities. I think if we care so much about the small businesses and allegedly all the small contractors in Los Angeles, why don't we give them some of that equipment?
Did you
I
call
think,
Trish?
aren't they all excited about build? I'm sure they would love some equipment, some extra equipment. Let's see. We have item number 46.
Yeah,
Millions
I was
for rental
watching it.
assistance. That's what we need. We need more of that.
Motherfucker.
We need to stop making money
think
disappear
it's a
into thin air
Hellcat.
and put it into the
think it's a
pockets of the
Charger.
people that need it the most. Right now,
Yeah, it's definitely not a Hellcat. I can see
right
the
now
hood.
we're under investigation for making a bunch of money go missing for homelessness.
Maybe a scat
and let's not follow that up with an investigation about where's the money going for the renters.
There's
so
a
let's keep
vented
putting
hood
it
on
to the
the
people that
Hellcats.
need it,
This
so
one
they keep
doesn't
them from
have
getting evicted before the state and the feds come knocking at your doors asking where's all the money for housing.
That's probably why you guys actually gave back the $150 million a couple years ago, because you knew that if you did, if you made it go missing the wrong way, the feds would come looking for it. Liquor license, item number 16. How do you determine what's necessity for a liquor license? There was just a shooting behind where I live. I don't want to go too far into details, but that's the second shooting there within a couple of years. It's getting ridiculous. No one walks around LA and thinks there's nowhere to get a drink around here. I'm sorry for the restaurant owner or whoever owns the business, but maybe you should have gotten into business of being enthusiastic about the food and the atmosphere instead of going into an area where there's liquor everywhere, thinking like, well, I can't maintain my overhead. I got to sell liquor. Street lighting. Obviously, no one disagrees with street lighting. Come on, guys. Item number 36, $15,000 to fund any aspect of Jewish Heritage Month. One aspect of Jewish heritage is activism. And there were a lot of Jews at UCLA the past weekend a week that got arrested by police for speaking out against Israeli genocide of the Palestinians. Now, regardless of how you feel about Israel or the Palestinians, the way the cops treated those Jews was abhorrent. It was disgusting. And the way they let the Zionists attack them for 4 hours straight the night of April 30th is disgusting. So we want to talk about Jewish heritage? How about activism? How much time do I have left before I go to public comment?
You have 26 seconds.
Thank you very much. Street banner for No Hold Summer Nights. Yo, we need more community engagement instead of just throwing up a fucking picture of a thing that says, hey, come down, if you have the day off, come interact. We need the council members to go down and stop evading the public. Don't go for a photo op, walk amongst the people and tell them, hey, come down to this event. Don't just wait for security and all that bullshit. Now, general public comment, please.
1 minute for general public comment.
Caller disconnected.
Oh, they dog him out
That
for
will close
general public?
Public comment on all agenda items.
Yes,
and
that's
close
it.
General public comment.
And Mr. President, I do
Yes.
recommend that we exhaust on item number 39 like we did for in-person public comment.
All right. If there are any telephonic comments on item 39,
Jason's calling
we
right
will
back
take
in.
those.
Jason's calling back in for a moment. I know he
So
is.
if you wish to speak on item 39, go ahead and raise your hand for recognition on the phone. And we'll take the next caller on item 39.
And for members of the public, this is item 39 only.
Please go ahead, caller.
Again, my phone has been monitored, and this is Richard Serrano.
So, Speaker,
I'm speaking on 39 before Corian goes crazy on this.
Go ahead. You have 1 minute
These
for item 39.
businesses, you need to flourish the businesses in our district. You guys are, again, I crunched numbers. I told you this was coming in November. You guys are looking at 5 years, not 3 years of recession. So freeze the list, the hiring list, because you're going to have to retest, and there will be no tests available. They're only good for 2 years. I'm proactive, not reactive, but I can react. The problem is this. North Hollywood, yeah, give them the businesses. It's going to be very hard for the next 5 years. Look at the patterns, 1929 to
We saw them
1942,
yesterday,
the
Gabriel.
war.
What are you talking about? They were
We're
live
going into
yesterday.
the same situation. 2009, we never replaced those employees that you want them to do the work for.
We were live yesterday at 4:30.
Now, that
You missed it.
overtime rate for street services,
Thanks
It's still
very
up,
much.
Gabriel, if you
Any
wanna
other
watch it.
callers on item 39?
So it's still up there, but yeah, you got to keep
Caller,
the
please go
notifications to all.
Yes, this is Jason. I'm a Focus Zambia.
So, caller,
Thank
you've
you.
already been
Next
given
caller,
There's
please.
8. Hey, but
On
that,
item
hey,
39.
that's fucked up because maybe
Next
he
caller.
did want to talk about item 39. That's bullshit.
Caller, please go ahead.
See how they dunked him right away because they knew who he was? Jason gets it again. I told you. There's
Caller,
8.
please.
Yes,
Oh, it's Pander.
item 36, please.
The great
So
Panderer.
the only item open is item
30.
number 39. So if you're here to speak on item 39.
39.
Yes, so you have 1 minute for item
39,
39.
I apologize.
That's
Thank you.
Candido.
First of all, I want to thank the City Council for the great presentations today. They were amazing.
So,
and I
Speaker,
look
I'm
forward
going to need you to
speaking,
stick to
more
item
on those
39
later.
only, please.
In regards to 39 and bids, I'm in favor of bids when everybody's involved, when everybody's included, from the City Council office to the business owners to the residents.
I think this is something that needs to continue in the North Hollywood area, and I would still love to see Van Nuys, something that's going to be proposed by the councilwoman in regards to the Van Nuys area. So I hope that we continue the bid in in North Hollywood, and then it continues to allow the North Hollywood area to flourish. Thank you.
Thank you. Next caller on item 39.
Caller, please go ahead.
Oh.
Hi, City Attorney. It said I was muted for my public comment. I actually didn't disconnect.
So,
but if it's not,
unfortunately,
if
we've already
that's not
closed
possible,
general
I can't go
public
39
comment,
yet.
and our system
Okay,
shows
that's
that you
fine.
disconnected. So, and you've already used your.
I'm sorry. I had never. That was a different private caller because I had
Next
never
caller.
actually hung up.
We have to move on to the next caller.
Oh,
next
they
caller.
dogged him out. What about him? He wanted to talk about
Caller,
that?
please
Why
go
can't he
ahead.
talk about 39? Bullshit. They just pick and choose what they want.
Caller, this is your last opportunity to speak. Please press star 6 to
Yes.
unmute.
39.
He just spoke. That's
Yes,
Candido.
go ahead. You have 1 minute for item 39.
Idiot doesn't even realize it.
Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock.
That's fucking the Great
All right, that's
Panderer.
not on topic. Next caller, please.
Caller, please go ahead.
All right.
items in
That's
general
not
public
on
comment.
topic either. So we're gonna go ahead and close item 39
Wow.
for comment now as
Wow.
well. We've
Just 'cause he
exhausted-
started with
we've
the
done
goat.
more than enough to take comment on that item.
Wow.
So, let's go ahead, Madam Clerk, and move on to
They are straight
agenda
commies.
items we're voting on.
See, even Darth agrees.
Mr. President, council may now vote on items 1
Communists.
through 10.
Communists.
15,
If you don't lick their asshole
16,
clean, we
and
don't want to hear
21
you.
through 46, sir.
Unconstitutional
Very good. Those items are now
violation of
before
the
us.
Brown Act.
Members, do any members wish to be heard?
I hope they're all
Seeing none,
sued.
let's open the roll. Close the roll.
Not just
and
the city,
tabulate
but
the
them
votes.
civilly.
12 ayes.
In the civil suit.
Mr. President?
Yes.
There is a request to have item 39 go forthwith, sir.
Without objection, that will be the
They
order.
did, Ian.
We will go next to item number 14, which was called special
I
by
think she lost her
Councilmember
mask,
Soto
James.
Martinez
We need to get her a
for
new one.
purposes of making the motion.
Now I understand why she wore the mask every
Do you
day.
wish to be heard? Soto Martinez? Okay. So that item is now before us. I see no members wishing to be heard. Let's open the roll, close the roll, and tabulate the votes.
12 ayes.
Thank you. That will take us next to items 12 and 13, which were called special by Mr. Harris Dawson. But Mr. Harris Dawson, do you need to be heard on items 12 or 13?
And you know that Spindler was
Okay.
there for
Then we
the
can
other
take
stuff
those
and they
items up
muted him,
together.
right? And then just didn't take his call,
I
right?
see
You know
no
that,
other
right?
members wishing
and he
to be
called back
heard,
again
so
for the
on
39
items 12
and got dunked when he
13,
got in.
Let's open the roll, close the roll, and tabulate the votes.
It always is that way,
12 ayes.
Nanya. See? Every time. And
Very
trust
good.
me,
Madam
the
Clerk,
3 that
what's next
didn't vote,
before
if they
us?
were there, it would
Council
be
has
yeses for
motions
them
for
too.
posting a referral.
Without objection, posted and referred. Next.
That clears the desk, sir.
Very good. Thank you. Any announcements, members?
I guess this is going to
Are
be
there
about it
any
here.
announcements on my left? Councilmember De Leon.
Of course.
Yeah, thank you much, Mr. President. Colleagues, just yesterday, Sunday, we celebrated Cinco de Mayo. I appreciate Councilwoman Imelda Padilla's introduction and presentation of the professor that we had present.
I think that's all him, man.
Just
I don't think
a
that's
few
a
moments
toupee.
ago.
I really don't.
Just very
I
quickly,
don't know.
we on the corners of First and Lorena Street in the heart of Ball
You
Heights,
wouldn't be
adjacent
scratching
to
it.
Evergreen Cemetery.
I don't know,
we
maybe he just
celebrated
adjusted it right
Cinco
there
de Mayo,
after
que es la
scratching
Batalla de
it.
Puebla, which is a very critical battle in Mexico, in the state of Puebla, where you had a ragtag team of poblanos, Mexicans fight what was then was known as the fiercest,
Tortas.
most powerful army, military in the entire world, which was the French army, and it was a decisive battle where the
Look at him with a
poblanos
cowboy hat and all
defeated, the French. Oftentimes here in the United States, it's
He's a
maybe
ranchero.
like St. Patty's Day. Folks don't understand the significance of the holiday. Perhaps it's an excuse for folks to go out and have a good time and party and drink and so forth, which is fine. But nonetheless, this is a really critical battle because the French objective was clearly to conquer and colonize all of the Americas and eventually what is known today as the western part of the United States. So because of this pivotal battle and because a small ragtag team defeated the mighty, most powerful Imperial French army, perhaps we'd be speaking French as opposed to English in this territory that we're in today, known as California, in the great city of Los Angeles. So we dedicated La Plaza
Damn, another
Cinco de Mayo,
stabbing on the
which
train.
was a
Security
wonderful
guard
event
shoots and
attended
kills
by the
trespasser
ambassador,
after being stabbed
Carlos,
on the East
Gutierrez,
Hollywood
Gonzalez
Metro
Gutierrez,
Station.
as well as
Man,
members
there's been
of the
such a
Poblano
rash
community.
of
And by the way, the
violence on
Poblanos
these trains.
have had such an impact.
They hired
on
these
LA
security guards, and
because
now look at them, they're
a good
getting stabbed.
majority, super majority of the cooks, the chefs, the sous chefs, and all of the restaurants on the west side, in the valley, everywhere throughout the city are actually originally from the state of Puebla, which is a couple hours in car from Mexico City. So I just wanted to say that it was a wonderful event, a lot of great festivities, folks coming from all over the community within Boyle Heights, within CD14, as well as outside of CD14,
They're almost
celebrating
done, fat
this
boy,
very
then you'll
important
leave.
historic
You
day
shouldn't have bit
where we
me.
commemorated and installed actually
learn.
the
There's
Heritage
consequences
Plaza
to your
Square,
action.
La Plaza Cinco de Mayo on the streets, the corners of First and Lorena Street. So just wanted to mention that.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Any other announcements, members? Announcements on the right? All right. I see no other announcements, so we can go next to adjourning motions. Do we have any adjourning motions on my left?
Of course we have some.
Councilmember Harris Dawson,
Of course.
please.
Somebody got to say
Thank you so much, Mr. President and members. I am being joined by the family.
I'm sorry, Mr. Harris Dawson. If everyone could please rise for adjourning motions. Councilmember Harris Dawson.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chair and members. Today I'm joined by the family and church members of one Reverend Randy Allison Jr., who I asked that we adjourn in today. He passed from us on the 21st
rest in peace
day
to
of
Randy.
April. He
Randy
served
got the
for
nice suit. Look at
nearly
that thing.
18 years as the
Nice
senior
pocket square
pastor
and
of
all
the
that.
Greater New Unity Baptist Church at the corner of 98th and Avalon in the city of Los Angeles. Pastor Allison was
Close
truly
to
one
last.
of our own, going to LAUSD public schools, including
Acapulco.
Washington Prep High School,
Acapulco.
where he played in the famous marching band there during the late 90s, and then he went on to Grambling State University in Louisiana. Graduated with a degree in public administration and went on to study further here at Azusa Pacific
Why you gotta
University,
enjoy every day, Em.
earning a master's degree. Pastor Allison's
too
love for
young to
music
go.
started early and was developed in the church and at Washington High School, where playing in a jazz band, he ended up playing at the Hollywood Bowl and several other places, including the church. And one thing that is not widely publicized about the black church is that, generally speaking, it's not always the case, but generally speaking, you have to demonstrate mastery of music before you are allowed to be a preacher. And Pastor Anderson demonstrated mastery in music, and he eventually received a call to be the youth pastor and then eventually senior pastor after being a Sunday school teacher, a youth leader, and organist at his church for 15 years. He was installed as the pastor of Greater New Unity. Our office came to know Greater New Unity very, very early on. They're one of the first people that called when we said we wanted to do safe parking for homeless people in the parking lots of churches. They were one of the first churches to say they wanted to do a Connect Day for homeless people. And so, I mean, this Pastor Allison
Who's
was
hating
sit
on
in the
the man?
middle, and I mean,
You know?
there was practically a spa. You could get a haircut. There were housing navigators. There was food. Almost every restaurant in the neighborhood was there giving food. We had showers for people, and they had a bus that just went around the neighborhood finding homeless people, put them on the bus, come to church. You can get a shower, you can get a bath, you can get a haircut, you can see a counselor, and get whatever help we have available. They did for 17 years Christmas in the neighborhood, a big toy giveaway and toy drive there. And so it is a great loss to our community. Pastor Allison, he was able to marshal even the other
Who's
churches
Bill?
in that immediate neighborhood to get involved in serving the homeless
Kyle, say he
population. And so
wasn't there?
we're
Huh?
joined here
Huh?
by family members and church members of Pastor Allison, and we all send our deepest
Come on, yo.
condolences to all of you. And on behalf of this council, I wish that he rests in the peace and power that he brought so many of people in our community.
Thank you very much.
So I say you gotta enjoy every day, man. You don't know how
Councilmember
long you
Press.
have.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to join.
He was too young.
In that recognition. He was really a leader, a friend, one who always willing to give. And your comment about how they stepped up during the pandemic early on was really heartwarming. So, again, may he rest in power and peace.
Thank you.
Well, he's looking thinner and thinner
Any
every day.
other adjourning motions, members on my left? Any adjourning motions on my right? Seeing none, go forth and serve the city well. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you, members.
Serve the city well. Stop it. Stop it. All right, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like that's going to be it for now. We will be live tonight at 8 p.m. Pacific time, so please adjust to your time zone. 8 p.m. Pacific time for our normal Taco Tuesday fun. Hopefully you can join us. If you don't, I totally understand. You may have a busy night ahead of you, so please enjoy your night. Be safe out there and get back to us on the next one. Make sure those notifications are clicked to all, ladies and gentlemen, all. That way, whether it's a chase or a protest or anything that pops up, you'll see it live. Anybody who wants to see the Dalton City Council meeting that we watched live yesterday, it is live. It's the last video besides this one, so it'll be the one below this one when I stop the feed here. So it's easy to find. I do suggest you watch it because it's pretty fiery between the general public and the trustees and the so-called super mayor. And I do believe, guys, you know, I read their schedule and it does say the 1st and 3rd Monday. So I believe 20th should be Monday, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, I'll double check again right now, but I'm pretty sure. So we'll be together on Monday the 20th. Just to at least see. Now, maybe we'll gather and they don't show up. I don't know. But I'm pretty sure it's the 20th. But I'm going to double check here. It is. It is the 20th. So, confirm the 20th, 4:30 p.m. Pacific time. If you want to sit there and put that on your calendar. That way you don't miss that one. So, see all the fireworks. Because now the fireworks are just going off in every direction. Nobody gives a fuck anymore. And it's almost like all hell is breaking loose. So, yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen. No, thank you, Trisha, because without you and Josh, I probably would have never known about that. So thank you guys. You guys have a fantastic day. I shall see you on the next one. YouTube should allow you to add specific audio alert for channels. I'd make yours a police siren be hilarious. Yeah, Aaron, I didn't even know you could do that. Aaron just said that, so any of you guys watching from YouTube can make a specific ringtone, I'm guessing. That way you know exactly what's going on. So, on behalf of Stink Bomb, who's about to kill me because he bit me and I'm holding off on feeding him because he did such things, myself, I'm out of here for now. I will see you guys in just a few hours from now. A little more than a few, but 8 p.m. Pacific time. So please, have a fantastic day till then. Thank you for all the likes, the love, the thumbs ups, really the thumbs ups because they're free and they work, and the donations as well. Thank you guys for all those, and I will see you guys a little later. Peace, y'all.
Hasta la vista, baby.
See you guys. And again.
Bye, y'all.